The mission of the Harris County Public Infrastructure Department, Architecture and Engineering Division, herein referred to as Harris County, is to execute the planning, study, design, and construction of various public infrastructure projects. To keep pace with aging infrastructure, natural forces, and population growth, Harris County must continually construct and maintain safe and functional infrastructure facilities. This includes roads, highways, bridges, drainage improvements, and other civil engineering projects. These activities often involve potential impacts to various water bodies and aquatic resources that are regulated by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, herein referred to as the Corps. These activities are often regulated under Section 404 of the Clean Water Act and Section 10 of the Rivers and Harbors Act. Harris County seeks authorization for a vast majority of these activities through general permits from the Corps. There are three types of general permits that are used by the Corps: nationwide permits, or NWPs, regional general permits, or RGPs, and programmatic general permits, or PGPs. NWPs are general permits that are issued nationally. Corps districts across the nation use RGPs as a primary method of authorizing categories of activities that are substantially similar in nature and cause only minimal environmental effects. Currently, the only tool for authorizing maintenance and new construction of minor projects are NWPs. The still lengthy process of obtaining an NWP can prohibit immediate response to public safety concerns. When a project does not qualify for an NWP, Harris County must apply for an individual permit as the only remaining option. This can be a very lengthy process, sometimes taking between 1 and 2 years. As a possible alternative to utilizing the NWPs or the lengthy individual permitting process for many of its activities, Harris County is submitting an application to the Corps for a regional general permit for maintenance and minor new construction activities. Both Harris County and the Corps have an opportunity to streamline the current process by the implementation of this RGP. For agencies similar to Harris County, Section 404 of the Clean Water Act specifically allows RGPs to expedite the processing of permits being requested each year. With this RGP, Harris County seeks a predictable and consistent approach to plan and budget the improvement and maintenance of our infrastructure. If issued, the RGP would use tax dollars efficiently while enhancing public safety and providing greater protection of our natural resources. The current permitting scenario that Harris County is operating under in order to improve and maintain infrastructure can be characterized as slow, unpredictable, and cumbersome. Currently, Harris County is often compelled to find less than ideal or temporary solutions to minor infrastructure failures in a reactive mode. These less than optimum solutions ultimately lead to cumulative environmental impacts to water quality resulting from repetitive maintenance. Fewer instances of construction translate to fewer impacts to our bayous, channels, and streams. In support of Harris County's mission, this RGP would authorize a systematic approach to performing a broad range of routine maintenance activities and minor, beneficial new construction activities in a consistent, predictable, and simplified manner. Harris County has included a companion manual with their RGP application. This manual depicts photographically and describes verbally the activities that the RGP references as typical maintenance and minor construction work. Projects constructed under this RGP would endure and ultimately maximize protection of our environmental resources. Minor new construction activities proposed under the RGP would be reviewed on a case-by-case basis with a notification requirement. The RGP is not intended to be a blanket authorization for minor new construction work without notification to and review by the Corps. It would achieve consistency, predictability, and timeliness for projects that should be completed quickly to maintain the integrity of our infrastructure and protect the quality of our environmental resources. Maintenance projects would not require notification. The RGP would cover 7 different common maintenance activities. NWPs can be used for maintenance activities. However, this approach restricts the implementation of modernized, more efficient construction methods. Under NWPs, projects must be reconstructed within the original limits that were authorized many years ago. In some cases, replacement of an existing structure with an identical structure would lead to a similar failure. Harris County wishes to bring all of its experience and available technology to bear on its projects. In some cases, this means deviating from what was originally permitted and constructed years ago to install new, modern, effective solutions. This RGP would allow Harris County to deviate slightly from existing conditions so that stable and lasting structures and surfaces can be constructed. The result will be fewer maintenance events and therefore reduced environmental effects. Maintenance activities that would be covered by this RGP involve the repair, rehabilitation, or replacement of facilities to serve the same purpose as previously authorized. These maintenance activities include structural maintenance, earthen maintenance, post-flood maintenance, erosion protection, emergency repair activities, reshaping existing drainage ditches, and maintenance of existing flood control facilities. Minor new construction activities to be covered under this RGP involve the creation of public infrastructure improvements. It is not Harris County's intention to perform substantial new construction projects or to undertake any work under this RGP that is not directed specifically at maintaining, repairing, and making minor improvements to existing infrastructure. New construction projects with substantial effects to wetlands and waters of the United States would continue, as always, to be reviewed and permitted using an individual permit process as defined by Section 404. Again, NWPs can be used for minor new construction activities. However, the restrictive thresholds of the NWPs and the still lengthy review period inhibits Harris County's efforts to provide critically necessary and potentially life-saving improvements to roads, highways, and drainage systems. Sometimes, due to time constraints, Harris County elects a less than ideal solution to avoid the lengthy permitting process. Long-term, a less than ideal solution can result in repetitive maintenance. This translates to more construction at a later date with repeated environmental impacts. New construction activities covered under this RGP include outfall and intake structures, bank stabilization, linear transportation projects, temporary construction activities, boat ramps, docks, piers, and associated facilities, minor discharge and dredging, utility lines and associated facilities, U.S. Coast Guard approved bridges, categorical exclusions, structural discharges, recreational facilities, stormwater management facilities, discharges in ditches, cleanup of hazardous or toxic waste materials, and restoration, enhancement, and establishment of aquatic habitat. Harris County would implement best management practices, or BMPs, to ensure that the quality of receiving water bodies is not adversely affected. Harris County would implement, as always, a full range of available state-of-the-art BMPs at all construction sites. Examples of BMPs utilized by Harris County include filter fabric fences, inlet protection barriers, sediment basins, rock filter dams, and other techniques listed in Harris County's specification manual. At a minimum, each project would implement BMPs as listed in the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality Tier 1 certification checklist. Harris County is committed to providing compensatory mitigation for impacts to aquatic resources. All activities proposed under the RGP would be designed and constructed to avoid and minimize adverse effects, both temporary and permanent, to the maximum extent practicable. For new construction projects that impact greater than 1/10 of an acre of wetlands, compensatory mitigation would be performed. Harris County may propose the use of mitigation banks, in-lieu fee arrangements, or wetland creation, enhancement, or preservation activities for compensatory mitigation for wetland impacts. For projects that impact streams of greater than 1/10 of an acre or greater than 1,000 linear feet, whichever is greater, compensatory mitigation would be required in accordance with stream mitigation guidelines promulgated by the Galveston District of the Corps on July 7, 2011. Compensatory mitigation for stream impacts would be performed by utilizing habitat-enhancing construction techniques including riffle pool complexes, sinuous channel design, and/or vegetated buffer strips. No mitigation will be required for maintenance activities or for minor new construction activities that involve bank stabilization on previous federally authorized projects, minor dredging projects, and U.S. Coast Guard approved bridge projects. The primary and number one merit of this RGP is to address maintenance and minor new improvement needs in a timely manner to implement long-term, enduring solutions, ensure public safety, and reduce adverse environmental effects. This would nearly eliminate the repetitive cycle of reworking short-term solutions and the attendant environmental effects. Without this RGP, Harris County's numerous maintenance projects would be approved and permitted eventually through nationwide and/or individual permits, but not within an effective time frame. Approval of this RGP will not result in Harris County performing more or larger projects. All projects submitted under this RGP will still require substantial review and approval by the Corps. The streamlined RGP process would reduce the routine workload for the Corps, Harris County, and respective agencies charged with reviewing Harris County's permit applications. The intention of Harris County is to perform repairs and improvements that work, resulting in safe and functional infrastructure and environmental protection. With your support of this RGP, Harris County would better accomplish its mission. Thank you for your time and interest. For more information, please contact Harris County at 713-755-5370.